Hi. Okay. Um, so it is team call night, and um, I wanted to talk about a few things. I wanted to read something to you, and then I want it to turn it over to you guys for whatever you may need. Um, the first thing I wanted to talk about was, or y'all know what the challenge packs are, right? And then there's four kind of things going on, or really three things going on leading up to one new thing in the new year. But I wanted to just make sure you guys knew about all of them. You know about the Team Spirit competition, and you guys have already registered, right? So when you hit Success Club 5 this month, not if, when you hit Success Club 10 or 10, thank you.
No, I'm saying, yeah, woo, woo.
Yeah, okay, I thought you meant like 10, no, okay, 10. When you hit Success Club 5, if you're registered for the Team Spirit, you will get Core de Force apparel. So that's cool. I always like free stuff. I just do. And then the teams, if you do stuff, your team wins things. And I don't understand that completely. Like, I think we have to hashtag some stuff maybe. I need to start doing that. You guys are all aware of Core de Force, what it is, what's going on. The challenge pack's on sale, that you can get it on Beachbody On Demand as well, for an unlock. And do you guys have any questions about Core de Force, or about launching Core de Force, or sharing it with people? Do you have any questions about the program itself? No? So I think I talked about this. Was it the last team call? Maybe not. Maybe I just told Kimberly and Heather. So I'm going to tell you this too, Stacy. So the last new launch that when it came out was Country Heat. And I did not purchase it. It's the first time in 11 years that I have not purchased a brand new Beachbody program when it came out, because I don't like country music at all. It makes my teeth hurt. And so it makes me cringe. I'm sorry. It's awful. It's the one type of music I don't like. And so I don't like it. And so I didn't buy it. And then I sold no Country Heat Challenge packs, not one. So that said, was it just you and Heather that I said this to, Kimberly? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Did I say it last time too? I mean, I don't want you guys to make that mistake. So, huh?
Just got it today.
Oh, good. Yeah. So I'm going to order mine before the end of the month on Frank's account. But, I just don't want you guys to fall into that same trap of not knowing the programs and then not being able to talk about them, because it will affect your business, period. Bottom line. It affected my business huge. So there's that. Core de Force is going on. We typically have, Kimberly knows this, Stacy, this is probably news to you, but we typically have a new release that comes out in January in the first quarter. We don't this year. And I don't really, and I'm sure they talked about why in leadership. I have not heard it yet. I've listened to almost every leadership thing they've had. I think there's one thing I haven't listened to, and it's the Melanie Metro video, and I don't think she's going to talk about it. But I don't know why there's not a new release, but there isn't. So we really have to focus in on what we have, but we've got this great new program, and I think it's going to carry us through. There's a leader conference in February, the new leader conference, which is the 2-star leader conference. That happens in February. They will probably announce something then, would be my guess. So there's that. So just really get your Core de Force, use it, talk about it, share it with other people. I can't wait to do it. I'm super excited, personally. And then there's the year-end resolution. Do you guys know about that one?
No.
So they did it last year, and it was good. And last year we got a little t-shirt or whatever for doing it. And all you have to do is submit your before and after results in a certain period of time that ends on December 31st. So same thing with this one. I think it may be December 24th, but I can't remember. Anyway, it's somewhere towards the end of December, of your program that you're doing. And then you're entered to win one of 5 gifts of Shakeology for a year. And then I don't know if they're doing like t-shirts or something too. I have no idea, but I didn't know much about it, and they talked about it at leadership, and I had to go look it up because I'm like, I don't remember them talking about that, which is funny because you'd think that one of the three of us would have heard about it. So they must not have said much, but the period started at the end of October. So I know. So I know. And last year they made such a big deal out of it, but they haven't this year. So year-end resolution. So you might want to tell your challenge groups that. If you have challenge group, you might want to tell them that, just because it'd be another incentive for them to enter their before and after stuff. Because I mean, who wouldn't want a year of Shakeology? It's pretty sweet. And then I know this will make Kimberly very happy, but the health bet is coming back in January. And that's going to be the same as it was last time, run through the Challenge Tracker app. And, it's going to be the same thing again, the payout. But I think this time the pot starts at 2.5 million and will go up to 3 million or 3.5, something like that.
I thought it started at 2.
Maybe you're right. And maybe it can go up to 3.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bigger pot of money.
It's at 2.
A bigger pot of money. So not that it won't still be a payout of $17, but it's a bigger pot of money. So that was kind of funny. I thought it was funny. And then they took taxes out or something. I was like, this is really a waste of time. But anyway, so that's what's going on. I wanted to make sure you guys knew about all 4 of those things because I don't know that they've really publicized other than Core de Force super well yet. I'm not entirely sure why. So I don't know why it's a big secret, but anyway, so those are those things. Do you guys have questions about any of that? Okay.
Do you have the FAQ?
Yeah.
The year-end thing?
Yeah, let me go find it again. Oh, I wanted to show you something else. Before I go find that, let me show you something. This is a new change to the back office, and I wanted you guys to see it. But have you seen this yet? So it used to be the only thing they had on there was customize Shakeology, modify Activate, and request customer coach change. Now you can check your order status. So your own order status, you know how it's really hard to check our orders, like our personal orders, you can check those now. And then they're gonna have your genealogy changes, which I know, Kimberly, you've had to do that, or was it Heather that had to do it recently?
No, I've had to do that.
Yeah. So, but now there's a form for it. And then there's an RA, a form to do a return, and they give you a return authorization, everything through that. So this should make a lot of the processes that we do a lot easier. And all that is brand new. Like I think they just came out with this form. Like that's brand new. It wasn't there yesterday. So return authorization, yes, no, let's do it. And then then they'll give you an RA, probably email it to you, but it's pretty cool because they didn't have that before. So that's neat. Okay, so let's go back here. Whoops.
It's FAQ 1321. I just found it.
I was just going to look it up. I just looked at it. So FAQ 1321 is the year-end resolution. Oops. I did it last year. It was fun. I mean, it just keeps you on track, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right here. So, so all you have to do is just enter the Beachbody Challenge between the dates of October 24th and December 31st. That's it. Pretty easy. Y'all should do it. It's good. It's a good way to participate. All right. So I wanted to read you something. Hold on, my computer's wanting to overheat now. Okay. I wanted to read y'all something that was in my personal development book that jumped out at me big time when I was reading it. It's a really, really good book, by the way. I finished it. It's really, really good. I kind of want to read it again, and I borrowed it from the library, and I wish that I had bought my own, so I think I'm going to get my own. But
what are you reading again? I can't remember.
I'm not going to tell you. I was just going to read from it and not tell you what it was. It's called Start. It's called Start, Punch fear in the face, escape average, do work that matters, go from average to awesome. And the author is named John Acuff. Acuff. It's very good. Very, very good. I'm actually considering buying a whole bunch of copies when it comes out in paperback and handing them out to my coaches. It's really, really good. Okay. So, there are two things in here that were really good, and they came, well, there are a ton of things in here that were really good, but these came one after another, and it just like, boom, boom, like a, it was like a right-left combo from core to force. But one of them, and I'm going to read them backwards actually from the way, oh, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. So one of them was, and these are not in the order that they came in the book, by the way, but I just wanted to read it to you. So these are myths of, well, I'm not going to tell you it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to read it to you. So he says, sometimes I fail, and when I do, I say these 4 words: this too shall post, instead of pass. It used to be this too shall pass, but then I learned something about sharing my failures with readers of my blog posts. People can relate to them. Chances are they've had their own. Chances are they've thought they were the only ones. They can only learn from your experience. If you share honestly about your own failures, people can often avoid having the same thing happen to them. If you stepped in a hole and it hurt, it helps for you to tell other people not to step in the same hole. The temptation, of course, is to only share your success. From the stage as a public speaker or from the mailbox as a neighbor, it's much more comfortable to tell a story in which you made a wise decision. You look like a good guy. You win. Fight this temptation. We're full up on guiders who only recount mistakes they've made 20 years ago. We've got enough people on Facebook telling us about their perfect lives. We've got more celebrities crafting fictional reality lives than we can possibly stand. What we're missing is people who, when they fail, say, this too shall post. We need people who, instead of dramatizing the failure or glamorizing it, or oversharing it in inappropriate ways, simply ask the question, what did I learn from this experience that may help someone else? You don't need a blog to post either. A post for you may mean coffee with a friend or a phone call or to a family member. We all have the chance to post every day in a million different ways. And don't take this to the extreme and believe the lie that failure is the only way to learn. Guiding involves sharing both your failures and your successes. Success is actually the best way to learn. It's also the most fun way. The problem is that you have to ask how after you succeed. How did that work? How did that succeed? How was this such a win? Success you improve on and share with other people is always better is a better teacher than a failure. Can failure teach great lessons? Without a doubt, but don't buy the romanticized version of failure our culture loves to shop around. Losing your only client is horrible. Losing your house is horrible. Getting fired is horrible. You'll definitely learn some lessons from those experiences, but having a successful business, a successful job, and having a host of successful clients will teach you far more than failure will. If you stop to ask how, then share those results with the people that you guide. So that said, the reason why I'm reading this is because I tend to post on Facebook just happy things, and I don't really talk a lot about my failures. And it hit me pretty hard, and I think a lot of us do that. It's just natural. Like, why would you want to tell somebody that you suck? But I think that the important thing to know is that it's okay to tell people that you failed at something after you figured it out. Why did you fail and what did you learn from it? That's when you post about it. And that's what he's talking about. So I thought that was really good. But the other thing that I wanted to share with you is this other thing that is about leading, really, but also it can be your challengers, your customers, it can be whatever, it doesn't matter. But the myth is that you shouldn't guide or lead until you feel ready. Every time he says guide, think lead. And so he says, one day I met a visual artist who wanted to work on some new projects. He told me, I want to meet people in Christian filmmaking, but I don't have any experience in that. I asked him what he was currently doing. He replied, I did a lot of the motion graphics for the Transformer movies and currently own a design company with 50 employees. I tried to suppress a small giggle. Transformers? You worked on the motion graphic for Transformers and you don't feel like you have the experience you need to break into the motion graphic scene with Christian filmmaking? I immediately called my friend Scott, who runs Echo Conference in Dallas, and within a matter of days, my new friend was scheduled to lead a breakout session. Why didn't Sean see how qualified and ready he was to guide other people? Because no one can see that about themselves. The talent we have is the hardest time we have the hardest time recognizing is our own. As author Derek Silver says, the way you look at the world is obvious to you, but amazing to others. You can't see it because you've seen it for years, if not your whole life. But for other people, your awesome is fresh and new and worthy of being shared. Don't feel ready to guide? That's okay. Nobody does. Guide anyway. And so what the other thing he said later on in the chapter is that when you're trying to help somebody, whatever it is, and I'm, of course, relating it to Beachbody, but if you're trying to help somebody and you don't feel qualified to help somebody, remember that you're still one step ahead of them. Always. You can always lead from that place. Because, they wouldn't come to you if they didn't need a little bit of guidance. And then there was one more thing. I'm sorry. It was really good. And I just finished the book. So I wanted to make sure that I wanted to share some things with you guys, but it was about social media and I didn't mark it and I should have. But it was about being honest and I won't read it. I'll just summarize it. But it's about being honest on social media, and it goes back to what he said earlier about posting your failures and talking about your failures. But he says that there's a lot of talent out there right now, in terms of posting, blogging. There's a lot of talent out there. There's not a lot of honesty out there. And that's what actually sells, and that's even the word he used. Honesty is what sells. You want to be different on Facebook, on your social media, be honest, period, about everything. And I thought that was so good. I was like, oh my gosh, that's genius and true, because you think about the pictures sometimes that we paint of our lives, and they're honest, of course, because, I did spend the day with my horse, but maybe I spent the day with my horse, but maybe she tried to buck me off 3 times, a little more honest. But I just like that a lot. I thought that was something good to share with you guys too. But I have gotten a lot out of that book. I highly recommend it to you. It's got more like stuff to do than I think I've gotten out of any personal development book I've ever read. Even Eat That Frog, which really helped me a lot. But this one was exceptional. So I highly recommend it. And it's funny too. He's silly, funny. He's a funny writer. But anyway, so that was really all I wanted to share with you guys. And then I wanted to let you guys see where you are with your businesses and what's going great, what you're struggling with, what questions you have, that sort of stuff. So now it's your turn. Oh, I muted people. Hold, please. There we go. Okay. Anyone? I recall asking this question last night to Kimberly and Heather, and they were like silent, and then started asking questions, and then we didn't actually get to our agenda item because we were asking questions, because they're like, wait, I do have a question. Wait, that brings up 2 more questions. Wait a second. Anyway, so what questions do you have? Kimberly and I talked last night, Stacy, so she's probably all questioned out, and she didn't feel very good. So.
Well, I hope you feel better.
Thanks, Stacy.
I don't really think I have any questions right now. I know I will have a question as soon as we get off this call. It always happens.
How are things going? I can't see your business because you're not in my downline, so I don't know what's going on. So tell me what's going on. What's good? What's challenging? Blah blah blah.
Well, I have my first new coach.
Yay!
Hooray!
That's a huge success. That's awesome.
Oh, and unfortunately, it was on October 31st. So I'm waiting for, looking for everything, and I'm like, where is it? So then I clicked back to October, and there it was. Like, oh, I should have waited one more day.
Oh, for the Success Club points.
Yeah.
Are you in a coach group? Are you in mine?
No.
What? Okay. I'm going to put you in there while we're chit-chatting. Are you in the refinery?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put you in mine. Do you want to be in our coach group?
Sure.
Okay. While we're doing this, I'll add you so I don't forget. So when good things like that happen, you should message me on Facebook, because you should get a shout out for that. That's a big deal.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you actually are in here, Stacy. So I'm gonna tag you so you can maybe mark it on your like favorites or something.
Okay.
Are you talking about the Coach Basics group, or are you talking about
The team page.
the team page? Okay, yeah.
Okay, there you are. I tagged you in it too. But yeah, so if you don't mind and you remember on Thursday morning when you wake up, if you could do me a favor and just say, hey Kim, I had what your PV was for the week prior. So on Thursday morning when it starts over at 0, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When it starts over at 0, give me the previous week's PV.
Okay.
And because you're not getting any recognition, I don't think. Are you?
No.
You know, that's not cool. So, because I can't see you, so I would love to recognize you, but I don't have a way to know that. So just don't feel like you're gloating or anything. Just do it. Just send me a message on Facebook. Just say, my TV was this and tell me what's going on. I signed a new coach. I got 3 new customers. You know, whatever's going on in your business, just tell me so that I can recognize you, because it's fun to get recognized.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would be good. Let's see, what else is going on? Are we inviting? How's that going?
That's where I'm struggling.
Ah. Okay. How are you struggling? What's going on there?
It's, definitely doing the form, like Kimberly said on one of her posts, I have the for part in there, but not
That was funny. I'm real good at foring.
Uh-huh.
That was funny.
I'm like, that's so me. I can
Okay. So
that. It's just getting that inviting piece down.
So what if you didn't think about it as inviting and you thought about it as getting somebody to know somebody better from that aspect? You know, like instead of thinking of it as inviting, when you're having this conversation, ask them, hey, what are you doing for health and fitness? You're just asking a question.
Yeah.
And then get some feedback from them on that, and then make sure that you let them talk a lot about that, about, not so much you talking, but them talking, what works for you, what doesn't, how's your eating, what's your nutrition like. And then maybe you don't ever say anything from that conversation. Maybe it's not for another week, and maybe you say, hey, I thought of you today, and we've got a new challenge group coming out, or that, the program that would fit you great is on sale, or whatever. There's some sort of message that follows that up, but that it's not an invitation. I did a live video today, and the entire thing was an invitation, was it not, Kimberly? The entire thing was an invite.
Yeah, but you were so cute.
Well, I don't know about that, but
No.
But the whole thing was an invite, wasn't it?
I know, but you were so cute that it was like totally fine. Like you were just so you that it was like great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But my whole point behind that live was to be an invitation to the next challenge group. And so my plan is actually on Monday, I'm going to do a post about the challenge group, the accountability group, and keep building on the live, basically keep building on the things that I said in the live video, and work from that to inviting. And then, so I did the live, and then on Monday, I'm going to do the challenge group post, and I can almost guarantee you it'll be mostly Beachbody coaches that like it. And then from there, I'm actually going to go do another live on Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to start messaging people that night and just saying, hey, we've got this great challenge group. It's going to start after Thanksgiving, blah, 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 or right before Thanksgiving. And talk about that and start inviting people with Facebook messages. And that's just following up, basically, but following up with people through Facebook messages. And so that's my plan. And it makes it easy because it kind of naturally follows. It's not so like abrupt, like send somebody a Facebook message, hey, you want to join my accountability group?
So are you going to be following up then with people who comment or like your video, or just in general?
Just in general. So I'm going to do, like I said, I'll do the post on Monday. That'll just be a follow-up to the video, basically, or Sunday night. I don't know, Monday morning probably. And then kind of start from there. If somebody likes it, clearly I'll follow up with them. But people from my, list that I've talked to that haven't been ready, just start following up with them at that point and just saying, hey, we've got another group starting. Would love to get you started. It's a great time to start. And talk about, being able to go into the Christmas season a little bit healthier than you started it. And so keep following that theme through, with the assumption that they either saw the post or caught a glimpse of the video. So that's my plan. And then it doesn't feel so abrupt and like, oh, I'm inviting, I think sometimes when you call it that, it gets scary.
Yeah.
Whereas when you call it follow up or sharing, it doesn't sound so scary, but it's the same thing, just so you know.
So I've been focusing on writing just little pieces of my story.
Yes, and I'm going to look at that tonight. I told Heather, the weirdest thing is that Heather sent me almost the exact same thing. Like it wasn't the same thing. It wasn't on Evernote, and it was totally different. But she boxered me a day, and she's like, I'm going to put my story on my website. Can you look through it? And I'm like, oh, that is the weirdest thing ever. In 2 days, 2 of my coaches asked me to do the same thing. I'm going to do it tonight after our call.
So, and I'm doing it as kind of a way of addressing, objections that I think of that, speak to me and my own experiences, as well as just my story, my background. And I coming back to this actually from being reminded of a lot of this on the actually in the Coach Basics page. There was a March to Diamond group, and you guys reshared one of the videos from that about sharing your story. There was just really great content in there, so I've been kind of going back to that. And then the other thing is I have the files from the what was with the surge call with like the holiday objections and
the most recent one.
Yeah, and so I'm working with that, and then I don't have my stuff. Well, yeah, especially today, not feeling well. I don't have things super planned out, but this is also now, if you can see it, what I'm doing. I've decided to go ahead and like give my team a name, even though I don't really have like a team, just so that I start getting in that mindset.
What is it?
Then Operation Fit Nation.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, with opera all big.
Opera. I love it. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. That's a great name.
And then I just want to be keeping better track or planning out 3 posts a day, planning that out better, and then also making sure that I schedule things on my like page as well, which I use Tiny Torch for that, but just making sure that gets done. So I've just decided to do that, and then also just instead of feeling like I have to tell my entire story like right the second, just giving myself a bank of those memories and pulling from it from time to time. And so I don't know, I mean, to me that's also an invitation, because it's an invitation into my life and into my struggles and into my solutions.
Yes.
And I feel like even the thing that I shared, I think it was yesterday, resonated with some people. So, and that's all I'm trying to do right now, is just really work on authenticity and creating
the honesty,
to know people better.
And the honesty piece.
Yeah, I also watched part of it's on YouTube. It's actually a Teamsy call, and it's really long, but really great suggestions in there, and he talks about not memorable marketing, but it's relationship marketing, and just talking about the importance of an authentic relationship and just talking and getting to know people. So I think it was called How to Multiply Your Current Customers with Teamzy. And so even if you don't use Teamzy, he talks about just kind of philosophically his position on inviting and authenticity and getting to know people. So Stacey, you might be interested in watching some of that. I pulled a lot of ideas from him on that.
You were busy on Tuesday.
Yeah, it was Tuesday. Yeah. It was like
a lot done.
It was Power Day on Tuesday.
Power Day, man. No power hour for you. That's awesome. Yeah, I love the idea that you have stuff to pull from for posts that are all you. I love that. Because that's really what the bottom line is that we're trying to build relationships with people, but they can't have a relationship with you if they know nothing about you. Or do they even want to have a relationship with you, but they have to find out first. They have to get to know you and figure out what you're about and that sort of thing. And I think that's really good. I really also applaud both of you for sure for not going political over the last couple of days, because that will tank your business. I don't care what side you're on, doesn't matter. But doing that really doesn't help anything, and it's counterproductive in life in general. So I really applaud really most of the Beachbody people I know, if they said something it wasn't political. I think you said something that wasn't political, but it was just, can we just pull together? We're all Americans. Like, I don't remember who it was that said it, but it was a Beachbody coach. But just, that's what they've been saying, is let's just pull together. We're all Americans. Who cares? Get over it. Whatever.
I really
get over
that. Not saying anything.
I haven't said anything. The only thing I said yesterday was, okay, done with politics. Here's a cute picture of my boys. That was it. That's as political as I got. And I honestly have very strong feelings about the election, but I'm not putting it out on Facebook. I haven't even liked people's stuff that were on my side. Like, I'm not even liking people's stuff. I'm just, if they say something cute and funny about the way people are acting, then I'm going to like it because it's funny and it's not political. It's just people. But yeah, so good job, you guys, holding it in and not being silly on Facebook, because that's not good. So yay. All right, 6 minutes left. Anything else? This is good stuff. That's some good things. Good stuff.
About the authenticity thing, I think that's part of where I've been struggling, is being a former Plexus ambassador has been, because, well, I mean, I know y'all have seen people's posts. They're not authentic. And that's why I struggled so hard with that, is because of the the fakeness. And I think that's why I'm struggling, is because I don't want to look fake. I don't want to be that Plexus person.
That guy.
You know? Yeah. And I mean, that's the one thing that I really struggled hard with that. And that's why I kind of said, okay, I can't do this anymore.
Okay. So I'm just going to throw something out to you and think about, just think about it. But so when the Plexus people post something and they say, I'm trying to think of one of their products, but like, I had the pink drink, but like, like they'll say, oh, my kid had eczema and I used the Plexus cream and it's all fixed. That's not how Beachbody works. Like, you're not going to say, I did 22-minute hardcore for 60 days and I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in my entire life. No, that's not what we do. Or, I have IBS and I've been drinking I drank Shakeology for 30 days and I'm a new person. No, I have IBS and I've changed the way that I eat, and I, added in Shakeology, and maybe it's a combination of things, but something worked. That's the authenticity and honesty part of it, is that our products are not the solutions. Right. We are the solution. and then our products help, but that's not where it comes from. It doesn't come from, like, that's the Plexus people are all, it's, to me, it always seemed like, well, you know, I was super heavy and then I drank Plexus and now I'm not.
Yeah.
And maybe that is how it works. I don't know. I never used it, but that's not really a permanent solution, you know. And in our case, it's yeah, I did a 3-pronged approach to my, you know, weight loss. I drank my Shakeology, I exercised 30 minutes a day, and I did a portion control eating plan that changed the way that I eat and changed the way I think about food and changed my lifestyle. That's where the solution is, you know. And maybe the other thing I think about is like self-image. Kimberly's about to die. Self-image and that sort of thing too, which, you know, I mean, I know that I gained some weight over the summer and my self-image is not awesome right now. Like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, neat, really. And when I fix it, I'm not going to talk about it now because I have no solution. I mean, I do have a solution. I know what I'm doing. I'm eating 21-day fix. I'm doing 22-minute hardcore. I'm drinking my Shakeology. That's my solution. But when it's all said and done, and when I get to my point, which will hopefully be mid-December, maybe third week of December is where I'm guessing I'll hit my weight loss goal. Then I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the solution. I'm going to talk about the fact that I can now look in the mirror with my jeans on and go, gee, I look cute. Instead of looking in the mirror with my jeans on going, well, crap, that's a nice muffin top you got going on there. I mean, you know, I will talk about it, but now is not the time because that's not authentic. I just started drinking pink drink and I feel great. Like, no, you know, wait till the solution's there. Wait till, I mean, I'll remember, I'm not going to say her name because y'all both know her, but one of our friends from high school who is a big Plexus person, and I'll go to her website occasionally just to look at her Plexus posts just because I'm curious to see what other companies are doing and how they're training their people. But, you know, she did lose a lot of weight. I think she lost like 40 pounds. And she said the only thing she did was that and the fat blocker thing, or the carb blocker, or the starch blocker. I don't know what it's called, some kind of blocker. And okay, and she has since gained a lot of it back, and so has her husband. And they're still doing the products, which is kind of interesting. But you know, when you look at her posts, it's like, you know, I started using the cream and my kid is 100% better. And it's like, but it's all about the product. It's not about the people. It's not about the accountability. It's not about the support. It's just about the product. And I think that's what's different. Does that make sense? Does that help?
It helps a lot.
And, you know, when we say, you know, like, don't post a Beachbody post every day, that doesn't mean that you can't go in there and say, I had a killer workout today. Check out my sweat. That's not a Beachbody post. That's just a lifestyle post. That's a check out what I'm doing now kind of post, or this is who I am kind of post. Like me personally, and people who have known me for a long time will know this, that part of me is exercise. That's just who I am. And so for me to post pictures of me exercising isn't a big shocker to people, but to some people it's a motivation. For some people it's an inspiration because, you know, we're still working out. So that's the kind of stuff that you can share that it doesn't feel funny and doesn't feel inauthentic because you're not going, and by the way, it's Beachbody. You don't have to say that. So I think that's something. Okay, I'm going to cut y'all off just because we're about to get cut off anyway, and I want to say goodnight. Feel better, Kimberly. Drive safe. Let me know that you got there. Stacy, if you have questions for me, please let me know, and definitely message me how your week went so that I can recognize you.
Okay.
Okie dokie. And congratulations on your coach.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, you guys.
All right. Feel better, Kimberly.
Thank you.